Election night in America dragged into the weekend. In a number of states, they are still waiting for results. In others, they are moving on with recounts and runoffs. Here's Tony Dokoupil.
5 days after the midterm elections, officials in Arizona are counting mail-in ballots in its U.S. Senate race.
Thank you so much.
Where Democrat Kyrsten Sinema opened up a lead Saturday night over Republican rival Martha McSally. Mississippi's U.S. Senate contest will end with a post-Thanksgiving runoff election between Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith and Democrat Mike Espy. Military and provisional ballots in the Georgia governor's election are still being counted. Democrat Stacey Abrams is refusing to concede in the race against Republican Brian Kemp.
We did not need to sit down and take the Trump agenda.
Democrat Harley Ruda, a real estate executive, declared victory against 15-term pro-Russia Republican Dana Rohrabacher in their California House race. CBS News has not yet projected that race.
We have boxes of votes just appearing out of nowhere.
The Trump administration is alleging fraud in Florida. State election officials are reassuring voters while ordering machine recounts of the governor's race and the U.S. Senate race. Senate Republicans, like the re-elected Ted Cruz, are in lockstep.
Anytime you have a recount, you have an invitation for people to violate the law and try to advance their partisans.
Republican Governor Rick Scott's U.S. Senate race is under review, and he's accusing his opponent of election fraud.
Senator Nelson is clearly trying to commit fraud to try to win this election. That's all this is.
The senator himself is committing fraud.
Well, it's his team. Somehow they came up with 93,000 votes afterwards. How did they, Chris, how did they do it?
Democrat Chuck Schumer, who sits on the Senate Rules Committee, which oversees federal elections, threw cold water on Scott's accusation.
Saying it's going too slowly is one thing. Saying you have concerns about how legitimate the count is another.
This midterm brought the biggest Democratic gain in the House since the post-Watergate election of 1974. But DeMarco, the Senate, of course, will remain in Republican hands.
All right, Tony Dokoupil reporting. Tony, thank you for that report.